It's time for high school baseball on KDAO. Tonight's game is brought to you by Hardin County Savings Bank, D&B Agro Systems, Hanson Family Hospital, Ellsworth Community College, J&T Plumbing and Heating, Eldora Hy-Vee. Now, high school baseball on KDAO.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Central Iowa High School Baseball on a lovely Friday night for high school baseball. I'm Chuck Carpenter. First time doing South Hardin baseball in Eldora on KDAO.com this year. It's a beautiful night for high school baseball. No rain is in this forecast here on the north side of Highway 30. I'm Chuck Carpenter getting ready for, well, it's a non-conference game. It's South Hardin and Ogden. And I want to say these are probably kind of two tired baseball teams. It's been a long, long week, especially for Ogden. They come in, the Bulldogs, with a 4-7 record. They have lost some games this week, but they played 4 games in a row, actually 5. They played 5 games this week, losing to ACGC 5-2, losing to Woodward Granger 3-2. Of course, they come from the West Central Conference, Coon Rapids Bear. And then last night, somehow they got a doubleheader in, and Mr. Thompson is lurking around. That always makes me nervous. Anyway, they lost 2 games to Pleasantville last night, 10-0 and 6-1. So I don't want to say that their pitchers are kind of on fumes right now, but they are going to go with a freshman. And at the end of a very, very long week, you just do the best you can as far as the pitching is concerned. Now for the South Hardin Tigers, they've got some injuries, okay? And they played 3 games, including one at Principal Park this week. Now, they got rained out last night. I think, even if they don't want to admit it, maybe it was okay to have a rain out last night against Jessup. But they lost to Grundy Center 2-0. It was a very good Monday. Then they, let's see, we lost to Hudson 6-5, and then we went down to Principal Park, won a very exciting game, 6-5 over Webster City. Got a couple of injuries. Peyton Welch is still out. Braden Weig, who was supposed to be the starting pitcher tonight, he actually got hurt in the JV game, so they had to switch the lineup around a little bit. So let's meet the Bulldogs of Ogden. They were a fine team last year, 14 wins, and they only lost a couple of seniors. Here's the Bulldogs. Keegan Ristovit. He's a center fielder senior, number 3. He'll lead it off. Christian Thiede is the right fielder senior, number 1, batting second. Colson Carson is the first baseman senior, batting number 3, and he's number 14. They're pretty much all seniors in the lineup with a couple of exceptions. Brody Burdette is the cleanup batter, a very good hitter. And, oh, by the way, all these guys are fast, too. And he's the shortstop. Now, here's the pitcher, Ryder Hamill. I have no stats on him. He's a freshman, and like I said, they've thrown a lot of pitchers this week, so we'll see what the freshman has. Batting in the 6th position is Trayton Mitchells. He's the third baseman, number 7 senior. Batting in the 7th position is Thomas Bergstrom. He's a left fielder. The designated hitter is Beck Anderson. He'll be batting for the catcher, and that's Hunter Mitchells. And then C.J. Jones will end the lineup, and Jones is batting 9th. So it's Ristovit, Thiede, Carson, Burdette, Hamill, Trayton Mitchells, Bergstrom, Hunter Mitchells, and C.J. Jones. Let's meet the Tigers, the home team, 6-4. They had 19 wins last year, lost to West Marshall in a close game in the regionals. Okay, here's Josh Spindler. He'll be the catcher, and he'll lead off. Shortstop is Casey Williamson. He's a junior, batting number 2. Garrett Anderson is the third baseman, junior, number 17. A lot of these guys played last year. Preston Dolash, great athlete. First baseman, senior, number 14. Bo Carpenter will be the pitcher tonight because Braden White got hurt in the JV game, so Bo is going to pitch tonight. 0, senior. Batting in the 6th position is Gavin Starr, senior, center fielder, number 15. And batting in the 7th position is Clayton Cable. Clayton will be the left fielder, senior, number 6. Regan 80 is the second baseman, sophomore, number 1. And then right fielder is Jonah Vanderwilt, and he wears number 18. So it's Spindler, Williamson, Anderson, Dolash, Carpenter, Starr, Cable, 80, and Vanderwelt. Tigers are just a little bit beat up there as they hope to get Peyton Welch back pretty soon. And then, like I said, they just lost Braden Weig in the JV game. So we'll see what happens tonight at the end of a long, long week. It's South Hardin and Ogden. Of course, this is a non-conference game, and we have a very nice crowd on hand tonight. I'm Chuck Carpenter. It's a beautiful night for high school baseball. I'll be back with the first pitch, South Hardin and Ogden, KDAO.
At Hardin County Savings Bank, we have school spirit. Mascots are full of school spirit, and they're helping us give back to local schools. With every HCSB debit card swipe, you're helping fund school events and activities. Register today for HCSB Cash for schools programs and join us in making a difference. At Hardin County Savings Bank, we have school spirit.
For your commercial or agricultural projects, trust D&B Agrosystems of Hubbard. D&B Agrosystems is a turnkey operation for commercial and on-the-farm solutions. At D&B, they offer grain storage, handling, and dry systems for all sizes of operation. For more than 40 years, D&B has built a name of consistently delivering quality products and prompt, reliable service at competitive prices. For complete details on what D&B Agrosystems of Hubbard can do for your operation, visit dnbsystems.com.
A wound that won't heal can slow your life down, but you don't have to face it alone. At Hanson Family Hospital's Wound Care Center, our specialized team of skilled clinicians provides the medical expertise needed to support the body's healing process, limit health complications, and speed up recovery time for non-healing wounds. With personalized treatment plans and compassionate care, we're focused on helping you heal and get back to what matters most. Call 641-323-2060 to schedule an appointment in Iowa Falls. Hanson Family Hospital is healthcare you can count on.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School baseball in Eldora. I was just showing Mr. Thompson my button box, It's the little things. It's a beautiful night for high school baseball. Like I said, this is kind of the end of kind of a long week of competition for both these teams, especially for Ogden, as they played 5 games, including last night getting swept by Pleasantville, who's very good. As a matter of fact, Pleasantville leads that conference, West Central Conference. So, and again, now South Hardin, they did get rained out last night, but they played 3 games, and of course South Hardin, in a hot day tomorrow, they've got to go up to Iowa Falls, I think, and they play in a tournament tomorrow, okay? So, yeah, and then next week it's going to be in the 90s, typical high school baseball weather. Well, let's see what Bo Carpenter has. Now, Bo was not supposed to pitch tonight, but Braden Weig, the original starting pitcher for South Hardin, hurt his thumb in the JV game. So here's Bo Carpenter, and Bo is a senior, and Bo has pitched 11 innings, 1-0, 15 strikeouts, 6 walks. So maybe the night off last night helped the Tigers a little bit as they get ready to go to Iowa Falls tomorrow. And like I said, the Bulldogs of Ogden, they played 5 games this week, including 2 tough ones last night with Pleasantville. And like I said, Ogden, they're 4-7. They were a fine team last year, 14-16. They lost 2 good seniors, but they have a lot of seniors back. They're very quick, so it would behoove South Hardin to keep these guys off base. We're talking about Keegan Ristovit and Christian Thiede and Colson Carson, because they'd like to set the table for a really good hitter in the cleanup batter, and that's Brody Burdett. Okay, South Hardin, they're 6-4. They were 19-9 last year. They had a very, very nice team. They lost to West Marshall in the sub-state semifinals. And, of course, they're in a good conference. Grundy Center leads it. I think Denver is second there. So let's see what happens. Like I said, they've had to switch the lineup around a little bit because of an injury to Weig. So Bo Carpenter will be the pitcher. And, it's all about throwing strikes and good at bats and not really getting into your pitch count a lot because, along with everything else, the Tigers got that tournament tomorrow. So, and sometimes on Saturday tournaments, you never know what you got left for pitchers. So, like I said, Bo Carpenter, if you're a Tiger fan, you just got to throw strikes, maybe not try to throw a lot of pitches. And, of course, South Hardin would like to get a complete game out of him and then have some guys rested to go tomorrow. So, in steps Ristovit. He's very good. He's a center fielder. He's a senior. In the first delivery, missed outside. So, it will be, and all these guys are fast, too. All these guys are fast. So, it would behoove the Tigers to keep these guys off base. Easy to say on the radio and online. There's a pop-up. And who wants it? The first baseman comes in, and he takes it for the out. Dolash with a pop-up. And like I said, all these guys, first 3 guys can really run, so you want to try to keep them off base. This is Christian Thiede. Right fielder, Christian Thiede. Thiede's fast. He's a senior. He's a right fielder. He actually has a home run this year. So Bo Carpenter pressed into duty because of the injury to Weig in the JV game. And there's ground ball to second baseman, up, over, and out. Not a lot of pitches so far. That's always a good thing. And I'm not sure. Of course, I haven't seen South Hardin a lot this year. So I'm not sure if they have guys that can strike out, 13, 14. Maybe a team that, just put the ball in play and hope your defense is good. And so far, 2 quick outs and not a lot of pitches thrown. I'm sorry, I always talk about this a lot, but it is always about the pitch count in baseball, isn't it? Here's Colson Carson, and he's a senior. He's the first baseman, and he hits a bullet, and that ball is going to be caught and dropped, I think, in the outfield. Boy, that thing went to the warning track, And the left fielder, Cable, came in. I thought he had it in his glove, and it popped out.
Now batting number 6, shortstop, Brody Burdett.
So he's on base. And here's Brody Burdett. The kid hit it a long ways, and I really thought that it was in his glove. It could be wrong. And here's Brody Burdett batting .300, and he swings and misses. He hit it a long ways. We're talking about Colson Carson. He hit it a long ways, and I really thought, I could be wrong, that Cable had it in his glove, and there's a little pop fly, and that's a base hit. That'll fall over the second baseman's head, and here comes the run, and he will score, and the Bulldogs, with an RBI single, they don't look tired to me. Like I said, they just played 2 last night with Pleasantville.
Batting next, number 12, pitcher Ryder Hamill.
And here's the pitcher tonight, Ryder Hamill, the freshman. That was just a little bloop single into the outfield, brought in the run, and the Bulldogs get themselves a 1-0 lead. And the runner at first, I think, is a threat to run. And there's a ground ball. That's going to be handled by the second baseman. Really, really good play by the second baseman. I thought that thing was going into the outfield for a base hit, but a good job by 80 to corral it, and then he stepped on second base. But 1 run gets scored, a ground out to the second baseman. And like I said, Carson, the hitter, he hit it a long ways, and I thought maybe the outfielder had it and popped out of his glove. But in any case, that was followed by a little bloop single by Brody Burdett, and it's 1-0 Bulldogs. And the Tigers come to the bat, and they'll be sending in Spindler and Williamson and Anderson, and it's 1-0 Bulldogs. I'll be back in Eldora after this on KDAO.
Are you ready to make the most of your college experience? Look no further than Ellsworth Community College in Iowa Falls, Iowa. At Ellsworth, we offer a world of possibilities with 55 different academic programs to choose from. We also offer 8 NJCAA athletic programs and 2 club programs so you can get involved in the sport you love and be part of a winning team. Ellsworth Community College is where you can experience a 4-year education in just 2 years. Ready to take the first step? Visit us online at ellsworthcollege.com for more information or give us a call at 641-648-4611. Experience Ellsworth today.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School Baseball as we're in Eldora tonight. A couple of teams that played a lot of games this week, in particular the Ogden Bulldogs, as they have played 5 games this week, including 2 last night with a fine Pleasantville team. But they had some pretty good juice in that first inning. After a couple of quick outs, though, Colson got on base. Still unsure how he got on base, but in any case, and then he was brought home with a little RBI bloop single. And so now we'll go to the first inning. And the Tigers, of course, they lost to Grundy Center earlier this week. Grundy Center is a fine team. It was only 2-0. And then they lost to Hudson 6-5, and then it was really, really fun for them. They went to Principal Park and had a super fun game on Wednesday and beat Webster City 6-5. They thought they were going to play Jessup last night, but that did not happen. And like I said, they may not want to admit it, but maybe it was okay to have a rain out, a little rest last night, because you got tonight and then tomorrow in the heat, they got to go to Iowa Falls and play in a tournament up there. I think they play Charles City. But anyway, enough about tomorrow. Now, here's the first 3 guys for the Tigers in the bottom of the first inning, and the Bulldogs lead 1-0. And we're talking about Josh Spindler and Casey Williamson and Garrett Anderson. If anybody gets on base, Preston Dolash. Tigers have battling some injuries, hoping to get Peyton Welch back pretty soon. And like I said, don't know about why. Like I said, he got hurt in the JV game, and there's a rocket. The center fielder is able to cut it off and hold him to a single, 1 pitch, and Josh smashed it into center field. And like I said, this is Ryder Hamill. I don't have any stats on him. Of course, I think they went through a lot of pitchers this week, so I think that the Bulldogs just are going to throw out this freshman here and just hope for the best. And here's Casey Williamson. Casey batting .265. Tigers, actually quite a bit of experience from last year's team. They only lost a couple of seniors, maybe even just one. Snap throw over to first base. Josh Spindler, who hit a bullet into center field. He's a good leadoff batter. He's a catcher. He's a sophomore. Casey Williamson, shortstop junior, hangs in from the right side. And the runner from first is not going, pitched outside. Like I said, this team has played Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They did a double dip last night with Pleasantville, so just don't know what they got left for pitchers. This is Ryder Hamill. He's a freshman. I just don't have any stats on him. And the next delivery is a strike called outside corner. We started just a titch early tonight, and it's a beautiful night for high school baseball on KDAO, as both these teams end a very busy week of competition. Tigers have the tying run on base. 1-1. Missed outside. Williamson laid off a pitch there. Garrett Anderson is in the on-deck circle. Like I said, the Tigers lost just one senior last year, so some very good experience back from this year, but they do have a couple of injuries that are concerning. Okay, 2-1 is the count. Tying run is on base. Next pitch. He's running, pops it up. Does the first baseman have a play? No. So a little hit-and-run thing going on. Spindler, the catcher, took the first pitch of the game and drove it up the middle for a base hit. Bulldogs scored a run at the top of the first. Here we are in the bottom of the first. And a 2-2 count on Casey Williamson, batting .265 on the young season. Long look, here it is, swing and a miss. Nice change, struck him out. That's a good hitter. Got Casey to chase a pitch. Here's Garrett Anderson. Barring a double play, we'll see Preston Dolash.
Third baseman, Garrett Anderson.
Garrett is the third baseman. He has a home run this year, batting about $180. So they couldn't advance the base runner. We'll see if Spindler wants to maybe take a base. And, of course, for the Tigers, it's all about trying to run the pitch count up against this freshman. And he throws in the dirt. And the Bulldogs have went through a lot of pitchers this week in the 5 games that they've played. 1-0 the count. Tying running on first. Now there's one out. Nice crowd. Beautiful night for baseball. That missed outside. A single and a strikeout. And here's Garrett Anderson for the Tigers. He's a junior, third baseman. All these guys got some good seasoning last year on a fine team that won 19 ball games. And the next pitch, that hit the outside corner. Of course, they had a little bit of rain here, about maybe an inch. Diamond looked pretty good to me. Of course, they were working on it all day long. Mr. Thompson wanted me to make sure that everybody knew that he mowed the outfield today, so there you go. 2-1 is the count, and that missed outside. Ogden has a lot of guys that can pitch, but I think they've also went through a lot of guys with 5 games in 4 days. Here comes the 3-1. That missed in the dirt. So there's a walk to Garrett Anderson. Here comes Preston Dolash. Got some good hitters up and down the lineup here for the Tigers. Preston batting .500 in the early goings with a couple of home runs and 11 RBIs. I seriously doubt that this first baseman, the senior, is going to bunt. But you never know. So now the runners have moved up. Spindler is on its second. Garrett Anderson is the trailer at first. And that hit the outside corner. So the Tigers have first, second, one out on this Friday night. And a good hitter in Preston Dolash. He swings and hits one off of the catcher's head and off of the umpire's head. And 0-2 is the count. If you're the Tigers, Dolash wants to avoid the strikeout. Bo Carpenter's in the on-deck circle, but Preston's the big man here with first and second and one out here in the bottom of the first inning. If nothing else, at least they're trying to make this Ogden pitcher throw a lot of pitches. That hit the outside corner, struck him out. Batter did not agree. But that doesn't really matter, so this freshman getting in some trouble.
Pitcher, Bo Carpenter.
Trying to get out of some trouble. Here's Bo Carpenter. He's the pitcher tonight. He was actually supposed to be, he wasn't supposed to be the pitcher, but, of course, White got hurt, so he's the pitcher. And he's batting .230, trying to help himself. Overthrew that one in the dirt, and a nice play by the Ogden catcher, Mitchells, to prevent a wild pitch. Tying run is on its second base. Now there's 2 out as the Bulldogs try to wriggle out of this first inning jam. Swinging, there's a ground ball foul. And a very, very nice play by Coach Weig of South Hardin. Most coaches would just kick at it or not even make an attempt at it. That was pretty good. 1-1 is the count. Next pitch. Missed outside. So this freshman's thrown a few pitches here, quite a few pitches in this first inning, but trying to get out of this thing. That time he overthrew that one and was up in Carpenter's eyes. Gavin Starr would bat next. 3-1 is the count. Have a single and a walk. Carpenter looking to get on base any old way here in the first inning, and he swings and misses. The change from this pitcher is his best pitch. He's actually had 2 strikeouts, along with the single and the walk that he's given up, and a 3-2 is headed home to Bo Carpenter. And here it is. Swing, and he pops it to the left fielder, who drifts over into foul territory and makes the play. So, they got in some trouble, but the Bulldogs got out of trouble. The leadoff man was wasted, and then there was a 1-out walk, a strikeout, and a pop-up. So the freshman did a nice job, and we played 1 inning. The Bulldogs lead 1-0. I'll be back with inning number 2 on KDAO.
J&T Plumbing and Heating in Hubbard has served Hardin, Hamilton, and Story counties for over 40 years. With that kind of experience, J&T has the knowledge, technology, and equipment to fix any problem you have and fix it right the first time. Plus, they do it at an affordable price. J&T's professional staff's priority is outstanding service and taking care of their customers' home. That's why the next time you have a need for plumbing, heating, or drain and sewer services, one call does it all. J&T Plumbing and Heating in Hubbard. Online at jntplumbing.com. Is owned and operated by Wink Services.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School Baseball. We have a non-conference game here as Ogden from the West Central Conference. That means Pleasantville and Van Meter and Madrid coming up to take on South Hardin from the NICL. Of course, we all know who that is. People like Grundy Center and Denver and Union High of LaPorte City, et cetera, et cetera. And in that West Central Conference, Pleasantville leads with a 6-0 record. They actually swept Ogden last night. And then Van Meter, who's always dang good, is 4-1. We go to the second inning. Ogden scored a run in the first. When the hitter Colson, he hit a ball to the left fielder who I just kind of thought had it in his glove, and then it dropped out. And if that's not true, I apologize. But in any case, he got on second, and then they had a little bloop RBI single by Brody Burdett. So it'll be 6, 7, and 8. Trayton Mitchells and Thomas Bergstrom, and the designated hitter, Beck Anderson. And Bo Carpenter, who didn't know he was supposed to pitch tonight until halfway through the JV game, goes into his second inning of work. And, of course, the Tigers got to have some pitchers for tomorrow as they have a tournament in Iowa Falls on a hot day. I think they played Charles City first off. And, of course, those Saturday tournaments, you do the best you can with the pitchers that you got left. Of course, they did get the rain out last night. Even if they don't want to admit it, maybe sometimes it's okay to have a rain out here and there. Maybe. Okay. Leading off for the Bulldogs, Trayton Mitchells. 265. He's a senior. A lot of these guys are seniors. They won 14 games last year and have some very good experience. So Carpenter in his second inning of work. And the first pitch is a strike call. So already this umpire, we can tell, is given the outside corner tonight. So hitters just have to adjust to that. Trayton Mitchell's batting .265. He swings and misses. Mitchell's is the third baseman. Bergstrom, the left fielder, will follow them, the designated hitter, Beck Anderson. Working in a hurry is Carpenter, and he swings and misses and strikes him out. Nice strikeout. Didn't take too many pitches to do that.
Batting next, number 4, left fielder.
Here's the left fielder, junior, Thomas Bergstrom. He's batting .260. They have pretty good offense up and down. Beck Anderson would bat next, and of course, if Tigers had their way, they'd set the side down in order 1, 2, 3, and then have the ninth place hitter, Jones, leading off the third inning. At least in theory, that's what they'd like to do. Tigers are 6-4, and the Bulldogs are 4-7. Bulldogs have played 5 games this week. Swing and a miss. That's that outside pitch. Bulldogs put a base runner on base, got a little bloop single to score the run. Then the Tigers countered with the 2 base runners. Ground ball. Third baseman knocks it down, throws it out. Great play. Part of me was getting ready to say Anderson bobbled it, but you know what? He kind of used his body as a shield, and Garrett Anderson, good play, man. He just kind of blocked it, and it stayed in front of him, and he had plenty of time and got the base runner out by 2 steps. Good play by Garrett Anderson. Didn't lose his cool. And here's Beck Anderson. He's the designated hitter for the catcher. And again, if the Tigers had their way about it, the ninth place hitter, C.J. Jones, would lead off the third inning. First pitch is fouled back to the screen. Nice night for high school baseball. Nice crowd. Ogden's brought a lot of people up. A little bit of a drive for those people. Of course, they have the blue track over there in Ogden. 1-1 is the count. With 2 out. Carpenter really working in a hurry. Swinging a ground ball. Shortstop gets it. Long throw. Out. Good defense. Casey Williamson, again, good. Yeah, those are good plays. One by Garrett Anderson, another by Casey Williamson. That one, it was like deep in the hole. And it was a pretty quick runner. But he gunned him out by a step, and so now the ninth place hitter, C.J. Jones, will lead off the third. The Tigers go into the bottom of the second inning, and it'll be Starr, Cable, and 80. And the Bulldogs lead the Tigers 1-0. I'll be back with the bottom of the second inning after this on KDAO Radio and KDAO.com.
From their meat counter to the produce section to the bakery, your Eldora Hy-Vee store offers you the best selection of high-quality grocery items. You'll find everything you need for your family, and you'll save money too. Check out the Eldora Hy-Vee store's weekly specials and fuel saver items that save you money not only at the checkout counter, but at the gas pump as well. And if you're hungry, well, there's always something good cooking in the deli at your Eldora Hy-Vee store, where there's large-town variety and small-town friendliness.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School Baseball on a beautiful night, on a Friday night for high school baseball. We actually don't do a whole lot of Friday night games. Well, I guess I've done a couple. That was a week ago. I was doing Grundy Center and Marshalltown. So here we go in the bottom of the second inning. Hits are even at 1 apiece. Nobody's made any errors. And for the Tigers, it'll be 6, 7, and 8. Gavin Starr, Clayton Cable. Regan 80, if anybody gets on base. Jonah Vanderwilt against his freshman pitcher, who has a 1-0 lead. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Fields it, throws, out. Good defense by both teams tonight. This pitcher, he may be a freshman, but he fields his position well. Plus, credit to him, he got out of a jam in the first inning when the Tigers put 2 people on base. And anytime you can have 1 pitch, 1 out in this world of pitch count stuff, that's a positive. Here's Clayton Cable, left fielder senior, batting .245. Now we got 80 to bat next. And then, of course, if the Bulldogs had their way about it, Vanderwilt, the ninth place hitter, would lead off the third inning, in theory anyway. The Bulldogs lead 1-0. The hits are even at 1 apiece. Both teams have played very, very good defense here. And we're in the bottom of the second inning. And there's 1 out. And the 1-0 is on the way to Mr. Cable. And he swings and misses. That's a change, and he kept it on the outside portion of the plate. That's his best pitch tonight. He has 2 strikeouts, and both of them, I think, have been on that change. The 1-1, that's another change. I know it's very early, but I think Ogden has to be happy with this young pitcher. I have no stats on him. And like I said, they've thrown a lot of pitchers when you play 5 games this week. So they ought to be pretty happy about that so far. And the next pitch missed outside. Cable steps out. Cable steps in. We have 1 out. 2-2. Swinging a foul ball. We'll do it again. Ogden just wants to get just as much as they can out of this freshman pitcher and not have to go too deep into their bullpen tonight. 2-2 is the count. Next pitch. Missed outside. 80 would bat next. If anybody gets on base, Vanderwilt, the ninth place hitter. Bulldogs would just as soon have him lead off the third. And that missed outside. So that's the second walk. Here's Regan Addy, sophomore second baseman.
Number 1, second baseman, Regan 80.
I think I said Addy. I meant to say 80. I apologize. I got Regan right. That was the one name I was a little concerned about. Throw over to first base, not in time. So Regan 80, sophomore second baseman. Barring a double play, Vanderwilt would hit next. He's the ninth place hitter. This is the second walk of the night by this freshman pitcher, and he swings and misses at a high delivery. Oh and 1 the count. Next pitch to Regan, missed upstairs. Bulldogs scored their run in the first. Here we are in the bottom of the second. Good high school baseball game on a perfect night for high school baseball. 1-1 is the count, and the runner not going. And there's a line drive base hit into left field. Reagan reached down and poked it into left field. So Regan gets the job done. So once again, they got first and second and one out. That's what they had in the last inning and could not score. Here's Jonah Vanderwilt. Jonah wasn't supposed to play tonight, but the injury that they had to Weig inserted him into the lineup, and he's the right fielder. Now you got the top of the order next, Spindler, barring a double play. For the second inning in a row, the Tigers have first and second and one out. Go to show bunt. Pops it back to the screen. Trying to advance the base runners for the leadoff batter, Spindler. Tigers 6-4, Ogden 4-7. Both teams completing a busy week of competition, and then the Tigers are right back at it tomorrow, I believe, Charles City in Iowa Falls. So that's going to be a hot day for baseball tomorrow. 0-1 is the count. Okay, is Vanderbilt going to bunt? Is he going to swing or something in between? He's going to swing away and he's going to look at one go upstairs. 2-1 is the count. This is the second inning in a row that the Tigers have had first and second and one out. Runners get a good lead from second base. Swing and a miss, throw down to first base. Kind of close. This catcher is not afraid to throw it around, man. So you got to be on your toes. Mitchell's the senior catcher. So 1-2 is the count, and watch out for the change. They do set up outside, and he threw that change and struck him out. This freshman seems to thrive when he gets guys on base. That's his third strikeout. All of them have come from that big changeup. So, second time around in the order, let's see what happens with Josh Spindler. Josh singled his first time up, but he was stranded. Tigers had first and second with one out in the first inning, could not score. Spindler looking for the all-important two-out RBI base hit. And there it is as it drops in front of the center fielder. Here comes the runner trying to score. He will. We got a tie game. The all-important two-out RBI base hit. Josh just reached down and poked it into center field. Had to wait for a little bit because the center fielder was charging, but an RBI single. And now we're tied at 1, and here's Casey Williamson. So the second time around of the order, Josh is 2 for 2. Here's Williamson batting .265. Casey was the strikeout victim his first time up. Had to wait a little bit because the center fielder was charging hard, but it fell in front of the center fielder, and Cable with good speed crossed home plate easily, and we've got a 1-1 game on KDAO. Look back at the runner. Here it is. Swing, and there's a fly ball. That ball is going to be chased by the left fielder. Reaches out, makes the play. Hit it hard. Good running catch by the left fielder. But the Tigers get on the board. A big two-out RBI single by sophomore Josh Spindler. And we're tied at 1. We've played 2 innings. Good game. Tigers, Bulldogs. Inning number 3 is coming up next on KDAO Radio and KDAO.com.
At Hardin County Savings Bank, we have school spirit. Mascots are full of school spirit, and they're helping us give back to local schools. With every HCSB debit card swipe, you're helping fund school events and activities. Register today for HCSB Cash for schools programs and join us in making a difference. At Hardin County Savings Bank, we have school spirit.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School Baseball. Lovely night for high school baseball. I'm Chuck Carpenter in Eldora tonight. First Tiger baseball game. I think Andy's got a softball game up here. No, maybe it's a baseball game. I think he's got Sumner Fredericksburg next Thursday. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. That'll be our next Tiger broadcast. I'm supposed to go do HEWSR baseball in Gladbrook-Rhinebeck on Monday. We'll see if the weather cooperates. And then I think I'm going to be going over when it's 99 degrees to State Center on Wednesday to do West Marshall softball and PCM. So here we go in the third. The ninth place hitter is going to lead things off for the Bulldogs, and we've got a 1-1 game. Tigers about hit this team 3-1. It's going to be C.J. Jones, the second baseman, then to the top of the order with Ristovit and Thede. So pretty soon we'll see second time around in the order against Carpenter, the pitcher. We have a 1-1 game, third inning, missed outside. Bo is set down 4 in a row. We had a 1-2-3 inning. He works in a hurry tonight. Swinging, there's a ground ball. Third baseman gets it. Long throw, out. Good defense. Third baseman, shortstop in particular, Garrett Anderson, with another good play. Actually, that was just a routine play, but it was still a good play. Leadoff batter is retired. Now, let's see what happens the second time around of the order. Now, Keegan Ristovit, who's batting 300, popped up to the first baseman. And like we said, with these first three hitters and the speed they bring to the table, it would behoove the Tigers to keep these guys off base. First pitch missed outside. Top of the third inning. We started actually a little bit early tonight. And Carpenter really working in a hurry. Fouled one off the mask of the catcher. Weig was supposed to start, hurt his thumb in the JV game. So here's Carpenter working super fast tonight. 1-1 is the count. On the leadoff batter, high. Ristovit with good speed. The first four guys have good speed, so we want to try to keep them off base, I think. 2-1 is the count in a 1-1 ball game. That just missed the outside corner. 3-1. He hasn't walked anybody. He's set down 5 in a row. Next pitch. Swinging, there's a fly ball. Center fielder has to go back, and he's not going to get it. It's on the warning track, and it's a double. He hit it a long ways. Center fielder couldn't catch up to it. He's a good hitter, and he also has good speed, so a base hit most likely would score him. We're talking about Ristovit. And here's Christian Thiede. He grounded to the second baseman his first time up. So second time around in the order against Carpenter, the pitcher. A one-out double by the leadoff batter, Ristovit. And here's Thiede. Christian batting $160. That missed upstairs. He hit it a long ways, went over the center fielder's head. Easy double for the hitter, Ristovit. And that missed. 2-0 was the count. We're in the top of the third inning. Bulldogs got the run in the first. Tigers got the run in the second. Here we are in the third. That's a strike call. 2-1. Thiede at least would like to advance the base runner, but he's shown no signs he wants to do any bunting out there. Here comes the 2-1. Here it is. High. 3-1. These are the good hitters, too. You got Carson in the on-deck circle. He already has a double tonight. 3-1 is the count. And that missed the inside corner, so that's a walk. So now the Bulldogs got something going on. Carson has a double, and he scored. So we got a double and a walk. Walks are never good. And along with everything else, Ogden is making this pitcher throw some pitches here. He hits a shot to the center fielder, who makes the play. Good job by the center fielder. Looked good when it left the bat. Sounded good, but Starr came in and made the play. So a fly out to the center fielder.
Batting next, number 6, Brody Burdette.
Here's the shortstop, Brody Burdette. He's the cleanup batter. He's good. You got to be careful with him. He's batting .303. He has an RBI single. Remember, he blooped the single in the first inning that brought the run in. He's looking for the 2-out RBI base hit, and he's probably your best hitter. And he hits a shot into left field. And they're going to try to send the runner. They will. The relay is not in time. He does it again. Another 2-out single by Burdette. The first one was a bloop single. This one was a rocket. 2-1 Bulldogs. So far, all the runs tonight by both teams have been 2-out RBI base hits. That's always fun. And here's Ryder Hamill. He's the pitcher. Missed outside. He grounded to the second baseman. So, Burdette, he's a good hitter. He's a cleanup batter. He's a shortstop. He's good. He's 2 for 2 with a bloop single and a hard single. And 2 RBIs. Gets away from the catcher. Cannot advance. So we got a 2-1 game. Ogden leads this thing. It was tied at 1. 2-2. Strike called outside corner. So a couple of 2-out RBI singles by Brody Burdett has given the Bulldogs a 2-1 lead in the top of the third. 2-1 is the count. Next pitch. Swing, and there's a ball hit to the left fielder who comes in and makes the play. So the Tigers get out of that inning, but they give up the run. Top of the order, got the job done there. Ristovit with the double. And then, second 2-out single tonight for the cleanup batter, Burdett. South Hardin's out-hit this team 3-2. But the Bulldogs have a 2-1 lead. Good game. We go to the bottom of the third. I'll be back after this on KDAO.
For your commercial or agricultural projects, trust D&B Agrosystems of Hubbard. D&B Agrosystems is a turnkey operation for commercial and on-the-farm solutions. At D&B, they offer grain storage, handling, and dry systems for all sizes of operation. For more than 40 years, D&B has built a name of consistently delivering quality products and prompt, reliable service at competitive prices. For complete details on what D&B Agrosystems of Hubbard can do for your operation, visit dnbsystems.com.
You are watching Central Iowa High School baseball, and a good game it is, too, on this Friday night from Eldora. It's a non-conference game as the Ogden Bulldogs, and they actually lost this game last year 8-0. They come up from the West Central Conference, taking on the Tigers, who are 6-4. Bulldogs are 4-7. Bulldogs trying to break a losing streak here. They lost games Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They got swept by Pleasantville, who's number 1 in their conference. And the Tigers were supposed to play last night with Jessup, but got rained out, and they'll be in Iowa Falls tomorrow. So here we are in the bottom of the third. Bulldogs lead 2-1. And leading off is going to be Garrett Anderson. So we'll go 3, 4, and 5. Garrett Anderson batting to .175. He has a home run. And he takes the ball. Garrett walked his first time up. 3, 4, and 5 for the Tigers here in the bottom of the third. Anderson hits a foul ball. 1-1 is the count. The Bulldogs single tallies in innings 1 and 3. Tigers got their run in the second. Here we are at the bottom of the third. And the 1-1. Missed downstairs. This freshman pitcher has allowed 3 hits. He's walked 2, but he's also struck out 3. And both teams have played good defense. Here comes the 2-1. That's in the dirt. Tigers have had the leadoff batter on 1 time tonight. Garrett Anderson, the junior. Anderson, Dolash, Carpenter, if anybody gets on base, Star. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Foul tip. That was the change. Now, when the guy has a 2-strike count, usually he throws the change. He tried to hit the outside corner with a fastball and could not. So there's a walk. Now that's 3 walks. Hasn't hurt him so far, but you don't like to be messing around with a lot of walks. And here's Preston Dolash. Preston was a strikeout victim his first time up. So the leadoff batter is on for the second time tonight for the Tigers. Swinging, there's a ground ball. Second baseman dives, gets it, throws it, and scooped by the first baseman. Good play on both ends. I mean, that was a really good play by the second baseman. He dove, smothered it, C.J. Jones did. And then he flipped it to the first baseman, and Carson had to dig it out of the dirt. Good play. But, you know what? Preston did his job. He advanced the base runner. So now a base hit most likely would tie this game, and here's Bo Carpenter, the pitcher, trying to help his own cause. And he swings a foul. Bo tonight has popped up. He wasn't supposed to be the pitcher, but White got hurt in the JV game, so that's why Bo's the pitcher tonight. 0-1 is the count. So Dolash does his job, moves the base runner, Anderson along to second. Swinging, there's a little pop fly foul, backing out of play. We'll do it again. 0-2 is the count. Now, this is where you got to watch out for the changeup. As Ogden tries to work around the leadoff walk here. He's at second with 1 out. Starr would bat next, but Carpenter steps back in with the 0-2. Again, watch out for the change. Look back. Here it is. And there's a little pop fly. That ball is trouble. That ball is caught on the run by the center fielder. Good play. It was shallow. The second baseman, third baseman was going after it, and that's going to be a double play. Just, I think, a mental mistake there. Anderson was at third base. I think just kind of lost track of something. And the center, or maybe he thought that the center fielder was not going to get there in time. So a good play by the center fielder. He caught it, dove, caught it, and then I think they were very surprised. See, Anderson was standing at third base, so that was going to be an easy double play to second base to catch Anderson. So that takes care of a rally. So the leadoff walk is wasted. And again, just good defense by both teams. Good defense right there by Ogden, the second baseman, and then, of course, the center fielder, and they turned a double play. So let's go to the fourth. We got a 2-1 game. Ogden leads. I'll be back after this on KDAO.
Stop out at Estes Park in Iowa Falls on Wednesday, June 10th at 5:15 p.m. for the 2026 Walk to End Alzheimer's event. Registration begins at 5:15 p.m., followed by a brief presentation and casual walk downtown. Donate and register your team online. Come out and support the cause on Wednesday, June 10th at 5:15 p.m. because every step counts. Call 641-648-4656 with any questions.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School Baseball. We got a good game here, man. Tigers now, unfortunately, just popped into a double play in the third inning. So here we are in the fourth inning. And the first delivery missed outside. And for the Bulldogs, we've got 6, 7, and 8. And this is Trayton Mitchells. He's the third baseman. Trayton tonight is struck out. He leads off the inning. 2-0 is the count. 3-0 is the count. It'll be Mitchells, Bergstrom, and Anderson. As we're in the fourth inning, in a very well-played ball game, 2-1, Ogden leads. That hit the outside corner. Ogden has never had the leadoff batter on. They've had two out RBI base hits by their good cleanup batter, Burdette. And there's a shot and a great play. Great attempt by the center fielder. Came in, laid out, but just couldn't get to it. And so now you got a leadoff double. And that's a third base hit.
Number 4, Thomas Bergstrom.
And here's Bergstrom. I thought the center fielder was going to catch that ball, but it was out of his reach, so they're doing a good job plugging the gaps. And here's Bergstrom, the left fielder. Thomas grounded to the third baseman, so you got a golden opportunity if you're Ogden. You got a one-out double. That's 4 base hits tonight. Is he going to bunt? He's going to try to bunt. Bunts it foul. Ogden has now out-hit South Hardin 4-3 with a leadoff double from Trayton Mitchells. And here's Bergstrom. At least wants to advance the base runner. 0-1 is the count. They've done a good job putting the ball in play against Starr. He's only struck out 1. Go to bunt again. This time it pops out of the catcher's mitt. Base runner cannot advance. That'll be a ball, I think. Or maybe he offered at it. Anyway, it's 1-1. So the leadoff double out there. Ogden leads by a score of 2-1. Love to get an insurance tally here. They don't want to waste that. Tried to bunt. This time he ducked because it was high. He's trying to bunt him over, but he'll take a walk. Designated hitter Beck Anderson and then Jones as we work our way to the bottom of the order. Go to bunt. Did he offer at it? I guess he didn't. So 3-1 is the count. Leadoff batter is on for the first time tonight for the Bulldogs. They lead 2-1. They've out-hit the Tigers 4-3. Okay, good bunt. This is going to be tough. The pitcher gets it. He throws, and did he tag him? Yes, he did. Okay, Good job by the second baseman. He was over there, and that was a really, really good bunt, but a good play by the second baseman, 80. But he did his job. He sacrificed it to the pitcher. Good job by the pitcher, good job by the second baseman, and a good job by the hitter. And now, here's Beck Anderson. He's the designated hitter batting for the catcher. So now you got 3rd and 1 out, and if you're Ogden, this is where you really, really need to cash in. When you got 3rd and 1 out, man. First pitch, going to show a squeeze. It's a perfect squeeze. He's safe. Perfect. He squeezed that ball, and it bounced a couple of times high to the pitcher. And, I think Carpenter did a good job bouncing off the mound, but, that was just perfect by Beck Anderson. They are a very aggressive team. They do like to run the bases and make you make mistakes. Now, there was no mistakes by South Hardin. That was just a dang good bunt on a squeeze. That makes the score 3-1. And, of course, the runner with good speed is on at first base. And they throw over to first base. That was a really, really good bunt. It took a couple of big hops, and by the time Carpenter got to it, of course, he had absolutely no play at home plate. And then the base runner was able to beat it out. Missed outside. So Carpenter is struggling a little bit here, finding the strike zone, and his pitch counts are starting to go up. 1-0 in the dirt. And, of course, South Hardin, nowadays you don't want to admit it, but you are thinking ahead. South Hardin's already thinking ahead about what they're going to do tomorrow in a tournament game because they went through a lot of pitchers, and they were hoping not to go through a lot of pitchers tonight. So we'll keep our eye on this pitch count thing. There's a strike called outside corner. So the leadoff double, and then, of course, the sacrifice bunt. That was very, very important. And then Beck Anderson with just a beautiful squeeze play back to the pitcher, and he got on base. Next pitch, showed bunt, missed. 2-1 is the count on the 9th place hitter, C.J. Jones, and then the very dangerous top of the order would be next for the Bulldogs. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Well, this team has made a living tonight on 2-out base hits, 2-out RBI base hits. So here's Ristovic, and he's a very fine leadoff batter. He is popped up tonight, and he also has a double. He takes outside. Ogden has out-hit the Tigers 5-3. They have 1 run scored here. Runner off first, not going anywhere. Swing, and there's a pop fly foul as we're in the top of the 4th inning. And the Bulldogs now have a 3-1 lead. A double, and then just a perfect RBI squeeze bunt. 1-1 is the count. Tough top of the order, man. Ristovic batting .300. He already has a double tonight. Runner takes his lead from first. 1-1 the count. Here's the next pitch. He is going, and they're not going to throw down there. He did offer at it, so that's a strike, I think. 1-2. So, they've already had two out RBI base hits, and let's see if Ristovic can do it again. And he grounds it to the first baseman. Good play, out. But they do get a run. The leadoff double, sacrifice, and then just a really, really nice squeeze bunt laid down by the designated hitter. And Ogden now has a 3-1 lead. We go into the 4th inning, and it'll be 6, 7, and 8. Star, Cable, 80. Bulldogs lead 3-1. I'll be back after this on KDAO Radio and KDAO.com.
Are you ready to make the most of your college experience? Look no further than Ellsworth Community College in Iowa Falls, Iowa. At Ellsworth, we offer a world of possibilities with 55 different academic programs to choose from. We also offer 8 NJCAA athletic programs and 2 club programs so you can get involved in the sport you love and be part of a winning team. Ellsworth Community College is where you can experience a 4-year education in just 2 years. Ready to take the first step? Visit us online at ellsworthcollege.com for more information or give us a call at 641-648-4611. Experience Ellsworth today.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School Baseball. Got a real good baseball game here. Ogden has out-hit the Tigers 5-3. And I think Ogden's really got to be happy with this freshman pitcher. I had no stats on this freshman pitcher, whose name is Ryder Hamill. But I already talked about how they've already played 5 games this week, so I just don't know how much pitching they've got left. So he's got him into the 4th, and it's a 3-1 lead, and his defense has been very good behind him. So let's see what Gavin Starr can do for the Tigers in the bottom of the 4th inning. They need a base runner here. Got Starr, Cable, 80. If anybody gets on base, Vanderwell. Swing and a miss. The umpire has been giving them the outside corner, and then this kid's best pitch has been just a super nice change. 0-1 is the count on Starr. Here comes the 0-1. That missed outside. Gavin tonight is grounded back to the pitcher. Ogden's out-hit this team 5-3. That missed outside. Trying to coax an outside strike from the ump. What a beautiful night for high school baseball. 2-1 is the count. Next pitch from the freshman on the way. Swinging a ground ball foul. We'll do it again. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the 4th inning. Non-conference game. Tigers won this thing last year 8-0. Both teams bring back a lot of experience, man. 2-2 is the count. Next pitch. Missed outside. Now this pitcher, he has walked 3. He's also struck out 3, and his defense has been good. So 3-2 on the leadoff batter. Overthrew that one in the dirt. So the leadoff batter is on for the 3rd inning. Of course, in the last inning, the Tigers popped up into a double play. Had a little mental error there, and so that was a negative. Here's Clayton Cable batting .245. Clayton has walked tonight.
Batting next for the Tigers, number 6, Clayton Cable.
So he represents the tying run, and we'll see if he wants to do any bunting. Like I mentioned, Cable has walked tonight. So this pitcher, he has walked 4, but he's been getting out of some jams. Got one here. A leisurely throw over to first base as we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Tigers have put the leadoff batter on. And it's a 3-1 game. Ogden leads the Tigers here. Bottom of the 4th. Leadoff batter is on. That missed outside and upstairs. His defense has been very good. No errors. Routine plays, couple of great plays. And they also got South Hardin to pop into a double play in the last inning. Next pitch. That's how he overthrew that one again. And they throw down to first base. And that's close. Like I said, this catcher, Mitchell, you don't want to mess around with him. It got away from him, but the senior got to it and threw it down to first base. So now the freshman pitcher just struggling a little bit trying to find the strike zone behind the hitter. Swing, and there's a pop-up play for no one. So Starr with a leadoff walk. This is Cable batting .245. Addy, who has a base hit, is in the on-deck circle. 2-1 is the count, bottom of the 4th. Good game. Nice night. Here comes the 2-1 runner not going high. So again, pitch is starting to go up just a little bit. Pitch count starting to go up a little bit for this freshman. He's also kind of struggling a little bit trying to find the strike zone here in the 4th inning. 3-1 is the count. And there's a foul back to the screen. Now, when he has a 2-strike count on hitters, he'll usually throw the change. And that's usually been a good pitch because, well, he has 1, 2, 3. He has 3 strikeouts. They've all come with a big change. 3-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. That just missed upstairs. Leaned back from one. So back-to-back walks. And the Ogden coach is going to come out. So in this world, walks and errors, helping people. And this pitcher, he's gotten in trouble, but he also gotten out of trouble tonight. But now he's just issued 2 walks in the 4th inning. 1 to Gavin Starr and 1 to Clayton Cable. And now we go to the bottom of the order. And we've got Regan Addy. And Regan tonight has a little base hit. Ogden's not hit this team 5-3. But again, you issue walks, and that ups the pitch count. That's never good. So here's 80, who has a base hit. Do you think he's going to try to bunt? Stars on at second base. Cable is the trailer at first. And oh, by the way, those are the tying runs. He's going to swing away. Swinging a foul. So he's not going to try to bunt. I thought maybe they might try to advance the base runners, and maybe he still will. So Regan steps in. He's 1 for 1 tonight. 0-1 is the count. This freshman, now he's going to try to bunt, and that missed upstairs. Of course, he doesn't want to pop it up. Tigers have already popped into one double play tonight. Ogden's out hit this team 5-3. Look back, going to bunt the ball, foul. So now, what are you going to do? 1 and 2? Are you going to bunt it again? If you bunt it foul, you strike out. Do you think this pitcher's going to throw a change? Regan now has a 1-2 count. Tried to bunt. 1 and 2. Doesn't want to strike out, at least want to advance the base runners. The freshman pitcher looks back at second. Here it is. That's the change. Whoa, just missed. That was a borderline pitch, outside corner. Ump's been given the outside corner tonight, but didn't give that one. 2 and 2 is the count. And oh, by the way, Regan showed no signs he wanted to bunt. So 2 and 2 is the count. Look back, next pitch. And that is in the dirt, and that's going to advance the base runners. So wild pitch, and now you got something going on with second and third. And there's nobody out. Boy, he just missed the pitch before, and then that one was in the dirt. 3 and 2. There's a ground ball. That's going to be a base hit down the right field line. That'll score a run. So Regan is 2 for 2. He hit a bullet down the third base line. Fourth base hit, RBI single. Second hit for Regan. That's a run. That makes it 3-2. Eventually, those walks will catch up with you, man. And here's Jonah Vanderwilt. Jonah struck out his first time up. Then you got the top of the order in Spindler. You got first and third. What's Regan going to do off first, if anything? Going to show bunt. They're going to try to throw down. He's going to be out. Good play by the catcher. This catcher's got an arm, man. So he gunned Regan out. Tigers opted not to send the guy from third base. So out stealing. You just had a feeling this catcher, just by the way he throws that ball, he's good. There's a swing and a miss. Now the Tigers, they had third and nobody out. Now they have third and 1 out. Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Okay. So there's a strikeout. So you had third and nobody out. Out stealing. Then a strikeout. Now you got third and 2 out. And guess what? It's going to take a 2-out RBI base hit. Spindler has one of those already tonight. And there's a strike called. Tigers have scored a run, but they had a runner at third and nobody out. Now that runner's at third and 1 out. And Spindler has 2 hits, including a 2-out RBI base hit. And he fouls one back to the screen. Looking for another 2-out RBI base hit to tie this thing up. A pass ball, a walk. A wild pitch would also do it. In the meantime, this freshman trying to wriggle out of another jam created by 2 walks. Next pitch in the dirt. Good play by the catcher. The catcher doesn't hit, so we don't talk about him that much, but he's a good catcher. He just prevented a wild pitch, and he also has gunned out a runner here. 1 and 2 is the count. Next pitch. Swing, and there's a ground ball. Knocked down by the first baseman. Can't make a play. There you go. We're tied. It was a shot. First baseman got to it, knocked it down, but there was nobody on first base, and so there's an RBI. And now we're tied. Spindler does it again. He's been on base 3 times tonight. 2-out RBI base hits. Swing and a foul. So we've had a lot. This is like a game in which I haven't seen so many 2-out RBI base hits. It was a hard smash to the first baseman, who was actually halfway between first and second, and nobody was covering first. There's a swing and a miss on a change. So at the end of the day, the walks will get you. He walked 2. Then you had the RBI single by Regan, and then the 2-out hit by Spindler. So 0-2. Swinging a foul straight back. In the top of the 5th, it'll be 2, 3, and 4 for the Bulldogs, and we've got a 3-3 game. 0-2 is the count. Spindler takes the lead off first. Batter steps out. Batter steps in. 0-2 is the count. Spindler's been on base 3 times. And there's a ball to the left fielder. Goes over, makes the play. So fly out to the left fielder. But the Tigers scored 2 runs. Walks will kill you. Back-to-back walks to lead off the inning. Regan with an RBI base hit, and then Spindler with an RBI infield base hit. Brings home the runs. We've got a 3-3 game. Good game. We go to the 5th inning. We're all tied at 3 apiece here in Eldora on KDAO Radio and KDAO.com.
J&T Plumbing and Heating in Hubbard has served Hardin, Hamilton, and Story counties for over 40 years. With that kind of experience, J&T has the knowledge, technology, and equipment to fix any problem you have and fix it right the first time. Plus, they do it at an affordable price. J&T's professional staff's priority is outstanding service and taking care of their customers' home. That's why the next time you have a need for plumbing, heating, or drain and sewer services, one call does it all. J&T Plumbing and Heating in Hubbard. Online at jntplumbing.com. Is owned and operated by Wink Services.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School Baseball. Good game. Moving right along. Well, we started 10 minutes early, you know. So here we are in the 5th. Ogden scored a run in the first. Tigers tied it in the second. Ogden got a run in the third. Got a run in the fourth. Tigers just came up with 2 in the fourth. The base hits are even at 5 apiece. The Tigers, though, they have been given 1, 2, 3, 4 walks, and in that 4th inning, those 2 walks hurt the Bulldogs because they both came around to score. And, of course, that's extra chances and extra pitches that your pitcher throws. So, here we go, top of the 5th. You got some good hitters here. You got 2, 3, 4. Thiede, Carson, and the dangerous Burdette. You would like to pitch to Burdette with nobody on base. So the first 2 hitters are very important here. Christian Thiede and Carson, because they don't want Burdette to be facing anybody on base. Pop fly foul backing out of play. Top of the 5th inning. Hits are even at 5 apiece. Good defense by both teams. 0-1. That missed upstairs. Carpenter tonight has struck out 2, but he's only walked 1. Swing and a miss. So Tigers not given a lot of freebies. Ogden, on the other hand, has given up 4 walks. And like I said, the last 2 scored. Here comes the 1-2. Missed downstairs. This is the second place hitter, Thiede. And he is grounded to the third baseman, and he's also walked. 2-2 the count. Missed inside, 3-2. Got a 3-3 game. They've had the leadoff batter on 1 time tonight. And if Thiede gets on base, he's a peck of trouble because he has good speed. Here comes the 3-2. Well, he walks. So that'll be the only second walk, but it's a leadoff walk. Here's Colson Carson. And then, of course, the dangerous Burdette is in the on-deck circle. They really didn't want to face Burdette with runners on base. We'll see what happens here. And the runner off first not going, and that missed. Carson is senior. Most of these guys are seniors. He's doubled and he's flied out to the center fielder. And the ultra-dangerous Brody Burdette is in the on-deck circle. And you know what he's done tonight? A couple of 2-out RBI base hits. 1-0 is the count. Runner takes a small lead. There's a strike called outside corner. Carson shows no signs that he wants to do any bunting. In the top of the 5th inning, 1-1 game. Runner not going. Swing, and there's a fly ball. Pop-up actually on the infield, caught by the second baseman, so Regan hauls it in. So now you got to deal with this guy. Brody Burdette came into the game batting .303. He's 2 for 2 with 2-out RBI base hits. So he's a handful. Let's see if the base runner wants to do any running off first base. This kid's 2 for 2, 2-out RBI base hits in a 3-3 game. Throw over to first base, gets back in time. A lot of seniors in the lineup for this team. Hamill, the pitcher, would bat next, but the big man here is their leading hitter, Burdette, who's 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. We have 1 out. Tigers trying to pitch around the leadoff walk here in the top of the 5th. And we have 1 out. Takes his lead, not going. Swing, and there's a chopper to the shortstop. Shortstop boots it. He'll be safe. I think that's the only error tonight by the Tigers. It was a chopper, and Casey just couldn't make the play. So he's on base, 3 times tonight. So here's Ryder Hamill, the freshman pitcher. He's grounded to the second baseman, and he's flied out to the left fielder. 1-0 is the count. He's the pitcher of record. Runners on it. There's a ground ball. There's a pop-up. And the center fielder draws a bead on it. Catches it for the out. Tag is made. He's going to try to go to third base. He is going to be O-U-T. Great play by the center fielder. Great play by the center fielder for the Tigers. We're talking about Gavin Starr. He hit it to fairly deep center field. The tag was made, and it was an easy tag out at third base. So a pop-up to the center field. Both teams have turned to double play. Out at third. Both teams have a double play. Good game. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and we are tied. And for the Tigers, it'll be 3, 4, and 5, Anderson, Dolash, and Carpenter. Bottom of the 5th coming up next. We got a 3-3 game on KDAO.
From their meat counter to the produce section to the bakery, your Eldora Hy-Vee store offers you the best selection of high-quality grocery items. You'll find everything you need for your family, and you'll save money too. Check out the Eldora Hy-Vee store's weekly specials and fuel saver items that save you money not only at the checkout counter, but at the gas pump as well. And if you're hungry, well, there's always something good cooking in the deli at your Eldora Hy-Vee store, where there's large town variety and small town friendliness.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School Baseball. First time doing Tigers tonight, or for me anyway, this year. I know Andy will be here next Thursday when they take on Sumner Fredericksburg. And we have a good game here. There's only really been 1 error. Both teams have played pretty good defense. It's been a fun game. A lot of base runners. Just clean baseball. Hits are even at 5 apiece. Tigers have had a little more help from their freshman pitcher, as he has walked 4, and I make a big deal out of that because the 2 guys that he walked to lead off the 4th inning, they both scored, so that's never good. So, got a 3-3 game. It'll be 3, 4, and 5. Garrett Anderson, Preston Dolash, Bo Carpenter. There's a strike call. If anybody gets on base, Gavin Starr. And we've only actually had 1-2-3 inning. So we've had a lot of base runners. Still a quick game. And there's a swing and a foul, 0-2. So this freshman pitcher is throwing a 5-hitter. He has walked 4. The 2 he walked in the last inning hurt. He also has struck out 4. 0-2. Missed outside. when he has a 2-strike count on the batter, usually he likes to throw that changeup. And Garrett Anderson tonight has walked. Well, actually, he's walked twice. He leans back from one. Tigers have put the leadoff batter on 3 times tonight, actually. And we have a 3-3 game in the bottom of the 5th inning on KDAO. 3-3. Ground ball right past the third baseman. Put his glove down. Don't know what happened there. It just went right past the third baseman. So he's on base.
Batting next for the Tigers, number 14.
So the leadoff batter is on. Go-ahead run. Preston Dolash. Got some good hitters up here. Preston batting .519. Now he has struck out tonight, and he's also grounded to the second baseman. So Garrett hit a smash. It just went right by the third baseman, man. Runner not going. Swinging, there's a ground ball. Third baseman gets this one. Goes to second for the out. Goes over to first. He's safe. Fielder's choice. So third baseman did a nice job there. So you get the force at second. And now Preston will run the bases. So the lead runner has been retired. Here's Bo Carpenter, the pitcher. So now Dolash is on at first base. And here's Bo. And that's a strike call. Tonight, Bo is 0 for 2. Popped up twice. Last time he popped up to the center fielder, they turned a double play. 0-1 is the count. Swinging a foul straight back. Leadoff single by Anderson. He was erased on the fielder's choice. Dolash is now running the bases. He carries the go-ahead run over there at first base in a very good baseball game, in a 3-3 game, bottom of the 5th inning on KDAO, and a perfect night for high school baseball. 0-2 is the count. Got to watch out for the strikeout and the change, and he just pokes it past the third baseman and the shortstop for a base hit. Didn't have to hit it hard, just poked it, man. And that's 7 base hits now. Nice piece of hitting by Bo Carpenter. He just lifted it between the third baseman and the shortstop. And now here's Gavin Starr. Gavin is grounded back to the pitcher, and he's walked. So Dolash is on at second. Bo Carpenter is the trailer at first for the Tigers. And we only have 1 out. And Gavin Starr will come to the plate. Cable would bat next, but it's up to Starr. And we have 1 out. He's not going to bunt. Good play by the catcher. He's prevented a couple of wild pitches, then he's also thrown out a runner trying to steal. So he's a good catcher back there. So runners on at first and second. Good opportunity here for the Tigers. Doesn't look like he wants to do any bunting. And he hits that ball hard, but to the center fielder who goes back, then comes in, makes the play. Tag is made, but he's not going to try third base. Good play by the center fielder and a strong throw to third base. So a fly out to the center fielder. And here's Clayton Cable. Looking for, what do we say? The all-important 2-out RBI base hit. Both teams have had some of those things tonight. Clayton has walked twice. Tigers with a good opportunity here, but now there's 2 out. And he swings and misses at a high delivery. Anderson with a leadoff single. He raced on the fielder's choice, and then Bo Carpenter with a single. Then a fly out, and 0-1 is the count. Looking for the 2-out RBI base hit. And he bloops it. That's going to fall for a base hit. There you go, a 2-out RBI base hit. Here comes Dolash. It's 4-3. Another 2-out RBI base hit. This one was a little blooper into left field, but it didn't matter. It got the job done. So an RBI single. 4-3 Tigers. He just blooped it into left field. This is Regan 80. He's had a good game tonight. Regan is 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. And, oh, by the way, he has a 2-out RBI base hit. The catcher will talk to the pitcher. They turned to this freshman pitcher because they had played games on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and a doubleheader last night, so I don't know how much they had left. He's gotten them into the 5th inning. But the leadoff batter, Anderson, got on base. Got erased on the double play. Got erased on the fielder's choice. Dolash eventually came around to score. It's 4-3 right now. Is there going to be another 2-out RBI base hit for the Tigers? He leans back from one. Regan's been doing a fine job tonight. He's 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. I'm sorry, 2 for 2 with 1 RBI. Again, that was a 2-out RBI base hit. Next pitch in the dirt. Tigers have runners on at first and second. They'd like to pick up a couple of more as they have a 4-3 game. Bulldogs are down to their last 6 outs. We're in the bottom of the 5th. It's just been a sea of 2-out RBI base hits. And I'll be darned. There's one into right field. Here comes the runner. Here comes the throw. He'll be out. Pretty close play. Tigers argue a little bit, mildly. But that was a very, very good play by the right fielder. I was getting ready to say, is this going to be another 2-out RBI base hit? But the right fielder, Thede, came in and just really did a nice job and threw him out. Or you know what? They changed their mind, and now they say it's safe. So now the Bulldogs are not pleased. At first I thought he called him out. I know he called him out. And then the umpire called him safe. So the Bulldogs are not pleased, and that's going to be it for the freshman pitcher. I think he did a nice job getting in the 5th inning, but Regan, man, the kid's 3 for 3. Yeah, I mean, you can call that controversial if you want to. I guess I better add that run, hadn't I? Yeah, you can call that, well, a little controversial, but still, it's another 2-out RBI base hit, 1, 2, 3. I think that's 4 for the Tigers. So an RBI base hit, and Regan is 3 for 3. See, I know the umpire called him out. It was a pretty good throw by the right fielder, and then he changed his mind. And that caused a lot of consternation for the Bulldogs. So they're going to make a pitching change. And they're going to bring in, Hunter Mitchells. So Hunter Mitchells is going to come in to pitch. And he was the catcher. He's a good catcher. Now he's going to be the pitcher. He takes some warm-ups. Okay, so Regan with another 2-out RBI base hit. Called him out, then called him safe. And it's 5-3 Tigers. I'll be back after this on KDAO.
At Hardin County Savings Bank, we have school spirit. Mascots are full of school spirit, and they're helping us give back to local schools. With every HCSB debit card swipe, you're helping fund school events and activities. Register today for HCSB Cash for schools programs and join us in making a difference. At Hardin County Savings Bank, we have school spirit.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School Baseball. A little drama here in the 5th inning. We had a 2-out RBI base hit off the bat of Clayton Cable. That was like the 3rd one tonight for the Tigers. And then Regan stands in there. He's already 2 for 2. Another, what I thought, I didn't know if it was going to be a 2-out RBI base hit. And the right fielder came in. Right fielder came in, made a strong throw home. It was close. They called him out, and then they changed their mind and called him safe. So now we have a new pitcher, and he's the catcher, and he was a dang good catcher, and that's Hunter Mitchells. And Hunter this year is 0-1, and he's thrown 10 innings. Now he inherits a situation 1st and 3rd. Once again, 2-out RBI base hits here. Tigers have had 4 of those babies tonight, and now it's 5-3. They'd like to get some more tallies. So Braden Weig is going to bat. Jammed his thumb. He must have taken a lot of ibuprofen and iced it. His mom, I was up here. His mom told him to take ibuprofen and ice it. So he must have, because Weig is hitting. Weig was supposed to be the pitcher tonight. Hurt his thumb in the JV game, but it's good to see him at bat. So he gets the bat. Do we have another 2-out RBI base hit? He pops it foul, backing out of play. Weig, by the way, is batting .185. He has a home run this year and 6 RBIs. So I think I've counted 4 2-out RBI base hits by the Tigers, and actually 1, maybe 2, by the Bulldogs. So we got first and third here. We got a 5-3 game. Tigers lead. Next pitch, swing. There's a ground ball. Third baseman gets it. Long throw. He'll be out. So ground out. 2-run score. Bulldog fans not pleased with the run that was out and then safe, but that's the way that goes. So the Tigers pick up 2. They have now out-hit this team 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9-5. We go to the 6th, and the Tigers have a lead of 5-3. Good baseball game. I'll be back after this on KDAO.
For your commercial or agricultural projects, trust D&B Agrosystems of Hubbard. D&B Agrosystems is a turnkey operation for commercial and on-the-farm solutions. At D&B, they offer grain storage, handling, and dry systems for all sizes of operation. For more than 40 years, D&B has built a name of consistently delivering quality products and prompt, reliable service at competitive prices. For complete details on what D&B Agrosystems of Hubbard can do for your operation, visit dnbsystems.com.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School Baseball. I'm Chuck Carpenter. What a nice night for high school baseball. See, this was the night that was supposed to rain, okay, but it did so last night. And it still may be raining down in southern Iowa. It was beautiful here. And the Tigers trying to get to 7-4. And, of course, they've got a tough one tomorrow. They go up to Iowa Falls for a tournament up there. It's going to be like 88 degrees, and so don't know what we got left for pitching, but I think they have to be very pleased because Bo Carpenter has got them into the 6th inning. I know they didn't really want to get too deep into the bullpen, and Bo actually has a 2-run lead right now. Now, this team though, they have offense and they put batters on base. They did pop into a double play the last inning. They've had the leadoff batter on 2 times. And you still have to go through the heart of the order to win this game. Okay, so this is Trayton Mitchells. He leads off and takes the ball. So it's going to be Mitchells, Trayton Mitchells, and Bergstrom and Anderson. Strike call. So actually, if the Tigers play their cards right, let's see, math is not very good. If the Tigers play their cards right, they won't have to face that cleanup batter, Brody Burdett. I mean, if they just retire 6 in a row, they won't have to do that. Well, there's a base hit into center field. So the leadoff batter is on for the 3rd time tonight. So he poked it into center field. So here's your left fielder, junior Thomas Bergstrom, batting .260. Thomas is grounded to the third baseman, had a sacrifice bunt back to the pitcher. 5-3. Throw over to first base, not in time. The Tigers have out-hit Ogden 9-6. The Tigers lead 5-3, but they have the leadoff batter on here in the 6th. High. Tigers also have a tournament tomorrow. They were rained out last night, so a little bit of a rest for some of their pitchers. They played Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Carpenter missed outside. I think Coach Weig is keeping a close eye on his pitcher. I have no idea where the pitch count is. We'll get to that in just a little bit. 2-0, swinging a pop fly foul. Of course, for pitchers, it's 110 per game and 180 per week. So 2-1 is the count. He's also done a good job of not, giving up a lot of stuff. I mean, he has walked 2, and the Tigers have 1 error. So not a lot of freebies. Throw over to first base, not in time. So Mitchells with a leadoff single. Bergstrom, the left fielder, stands in from the right side. And I guess the umpire redraws a line in the sand at home plate. Never seen that before. Anyway, 2-1. He looks the runner back to first base. 2-1. Leadoff batter is on. Missed outside. 3-1. And he walks him. So a single and a walk. Here comes Coach Weig. And we got the designated hitter, Beck Anderson. And then C.J. Jones. So Ogden not going quietly into the night. We will take a quick break, a meeting of the minds on the mound. Tigers have a 2-run lead, but a walk and a single give the Bulldogs some life here in the 6th inning. I'll be back after this.
Stop out at Estes Park in Iowa Falls on Wednesday, June 10th at 5:15 p.m. for the 2026 Walk to End Alzheimer's event. Registration begins at 5:15 p.m., followed by a brief presentation and casual walk downtown. Donate and register your team online. Come out and support the cause on Wednesday, June 10th at 5:15 p.m. because every step counts. Call 641-648-4656 with any questions.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School Baseball. And we have a good game here. And it's a good game.
The Bulldogs, number 10, Beck Anderson.
So, Bo's got to stay in there as they have the tying runs on. So a single and a walk. And here's the designated hitter, Beck Anderson. C.J. Jones, the 9th place hitter, and then you go to the tough top of the order. There's a swing and a miss. Nice change, 0-1. Okay. Beck tonight is grounded to the shortstop, and he had a beautiful squeeze bunt for an RBI back to the pitcher. That was in the 4th. Go to bunt it again, pops it foul, back and out of play. This is a great opportunity for the Bulldogs here. The first two have reached, first and second, nobody out. This guy's a good bunter, so I'm not rolling out the shock and eyes trying to bunt it, but now you got a 2-strike count on you. 0-2 is the count. He's going to swing away, missed upstairs. 9th place hitter, C.J. Jones, and then the tough top of the order. Some drama in the 6th. Good baseball game, man. 1-2. Swing, and there's a bullet, but it's going to be right to the center fielder for the out. Hit it hard, hit it on the money, but the center fielder was right there. Good play by Starr.
Now batting number 2, C.J. Jones.
So here's C.J. Jones. He tries to get on base. Do you think he's going to bunt? He's grounded to the third baseman, and he's also struck out. Great opportunity here for the Bulldogs. Now we have second and first and one out, and there's a strike call. You got the tough top of the order next in Ristovit. So, yeah, you will eventually have to face Burdett, I think. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Nice change. So, after the walk and the single, Coach White came out, but he's keeping Carpenter in there. He's trying to get out of this jam, man. He got Beck to line out to the center fielder. Here comes the 0-2. Swing, and there's a shot caught by the third baseman. And out. I'm sorry, safe at first. Safe at first. So, it was a shot to the third baseman. Anderson did a good job, line out to the third baseman. He tried to throw over to first base. It was close. And Tigers argue about it a little bit. But they're not going to call a double play. Now, both teams have already turned to double play. First off, I mean, that was a good play by your third baseman, Anderson. Had he not caught that probably went into the corner. Who knows? I might have even cleared the bases. And then he threw over to first base. Not in time. So Ogden still has a life here. But again, it boils down. Okay, again, what does it boil down to? A 2-out RBI base hit. They've already had 2 of them, and the Tigers have had 4 of them, man. And here's Ristovit. This is the leadoff batter. Looking for, again, the all-important 2-out RBI base hit. This team has had 2 of them, and the Tigers have had 3, maybe 4, at least 3. So, now you got 2 out. First pitch. Swing, and he pops it up. Center fielder wants it, goes back, comes in, and catches it. So, big jam. They get out of a big jam. Boy, Ogden, man, that's what they wanted. They had first and second and nobody out. A line out to the center fielder, a line out to the third baseman, and a fly out to the center fielder. Just good defense here by the Tigers. And you know, Bo hasn't struck out a lot. He's got to have good defense behind him because he's only struck out 2. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, and I believe it'll be at the top of the order for the Tigers. Spindler, Williamson, and Anderson. Got a good game here, man. And the Tigers lead this thing 5-3. I'll be back after this on KDAO.
Are you ready to make the most of your college experience? Look no further than Ellsworth Community College in Iowa Falls, Iowa. At Ellsworth, we offer a world of possibilities with 55 different academic programs to choose from. We also offer 8 NJCAA athletic programs and 2 club programs so you can get involved in the sport you love and be part of a winning team. Ellsworth Community College is where you can experience a 4-year education in just 2 years. Ready to take the first step? Visit us online at ellsworthcollege.com for more information or give us a call at 641-648-4611. Experience Ellsworth today.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School Baseball on KDAO. Got a good game going on here on a beautiful night for high school baseball, and the Tigers of South Hardin non-conference game trying to get to 7-5, and then of course they go to Iowa Falls to play tomorrow. And the Ogden Bulldogs, they've had a tough week this week, but it's a good game. It's 5-3. Tigers lead. The Tigers, it was a tie game, and then the Tigers got those 2 runs in the 5th inning, and the Bulldogs in the top of the 6th, man, boy, they had an opportunity. They had a single and a walk lead them off, but got a line out to the center fielder and a line out to the third baseman. Good job there by Anderson at third, and almost had a double play, and then another pop-up to the center fielder. So, top of the order, top 3 for the Tigers. They'd like to get an insurance tally, so no matter what's going to happen, I mean, you know it's never easy for the Tigers to win this game. They're going to have to go through the heart of the order. They're good hitters, and yep, they're going to have to face Burdett. So, let's see what happens here. Got to get there first, and we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. And it'll be Spindler, Williamson, Anderson. If anybody gets on base, Preston Dolash. Tigers are 6-4 on the year. Bulldogs 4-7.
Tigers, number 7, Josh Spindler.
What has Josh done tonight? Josh has 2 RBI singles. Actually, 3. He's 3 for 3. Well, that's a good leadoff batter, man. 3 for 3. Got a show bunt. Fouls it. So he's 3 for 3. And his batting average now is past 500 on the young season. Tigers have out-hit this team 9-6. Swing, and there's a smash foul. 9-6. Defenses have been very good tonight. You know what? A couple of walks, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks. So just a couple of more freebies issued by Ogden for the Tigers. Here comes the 0-2. And he pops it foul. This is the second pitcher, and he's the catcher. And he's a dang good catcher, Mitchell's, but he's on the mound right now as he came in relief of the freshman, Hamill. In the meantime, for the Tigers, Carpenter is taking them all the way. Here comes the 0-2. Missed in the dirt. Tigers have had the leadoff batter on 4 times tonight. They scored 2 runs in the 5th to untie this game. And we got a 5-3 game and a 1-2 count on the hitter. Next pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's the first strikeout for this pitcher. Overall, that's 5 strikeouts. And here's Casey Williamson. He's the shortstop junior. Casey tonight has struck out. He's fly to the left fielder. And he's fly to the right fielder. He takes a strike call. And, of course, if you're Ogden, Mitchell's job is to keep the score right where it's at and give your team a chance in the 7th. He overthrew that one, went downstairs. They'll have the right guys up there. It'll be 2, 3, 4, Thiede, Carson, and the dangerous Burdett. 1-1 is the count. Leadoff batter is on, has been retired. Swinging, there's a ground ball base hit. That's up the middle. That's base hit number 10. Tigers would like to get an insurance tally, so Casey with a single up the middle. And here's Garrett Anderson.
Number 17, Garrett Anderson.
Garrett tonight has walked twice, and he has a base hit, so he's been busy. Do you think he'll bunt? Will he swing? Something in between? Tigers have a 2-run lead, bottom of the 6th. You know they like another one. Pops out of the catcher's glove, and that will advance the base runner. It's a new catcher. So now you got a runner at second. Get the heart of the order here. Anderson, Dolash, and Carpenter with a chance to drive in that runner from second base. Second and 1 out. They throw back to second base. He's safe. Garrett Anderson, the junior, third baseman, steps in from the right side. He's done a fine job defensively at third base, and then he's been on base 3 times. So, next pitch, and that's a wild pitch, gets away, and the runner's going to try to score, and he is going to be out. Catcher went to get it. Good job, and then the pitcher was covering up. Tigers have popped into a double play, and now they've lost a runner at the plate. And now the bases are empty for Garrett Anderson. Tigers did not argue. I mean, it did go a long ways, but I give credit to the catcher. He was right on it, and then credit to the pitcher, who was right at home plate and applied the tag, out. Here comes the 2-0. Swing and a miss. In the top of the 7th inning, Bulldogs will be down to their last 3 outs, but they've got 2, 3, and 4. Their best hitters up, 2 and 1. Missed outside. This kid started out as a catcher, and he was a dang good one tonight. Mitchell's. Now his job is to keep the score right where it's at in the bottom of the 6th inning, 5-3 South Hardin. Here comes the 3-1. It's on the way. A ball. It was a borderline pitch. That's a walk, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 free passes. So here's Preston Dolash. Do the Tigers have another 2-out RBI base hit in them? It's going to have to be a long base hit, but they've done it like 3 times tonight, maybe 4. It's 5-3 on KDAO. First pitch, missed outside. Ogden's got a couple of 2-out RBI base hits. South Hardin's got 3 of them. 1-0 is the count. He hits a shot foul. Next up for the Tigers, they go to Iowa Falls tomorrow, where it's going to be like 90 degrees. They play Charles City in a tournament out there. Ogden, they're actually off. I think they're okay with a weekend off because they've already played 5 games this week, and they're at Madrid on Monday. See, they played a doubleheader last night with Pleasantville, lost. Played Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The Tigers did get rained out last night. They probably didn't cry too much over that. 1-1 is the count. So, it'll take a long 2-out RBI base hit. He overthrew that one in the dirt. It's at home plate. The catcher gets it. Tigers have lost, they've lost the base runner on a double play, and they just had they just had a kid thrown out at home plate. But a walk now. Has a runner on at first, and that missed upstairs. So Anderson with a walk, Dolash. You got the right guy up there with the 3-1 count. Next pitch, he overthrew that one in the dirt. And that's been the difference tonight, I think. Carpenter has only, he's only walked 3. But the Tigers have been given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 passes. And this is the pitcher, Bo Carpenter, trying to help his own cause. Is there another 2-out RBI base hit in the offering? He leans back from one. Bo has popped up twice, and he has a base hit. Bottom of the 6th, looking for another 2-out RBI base hit. It'd be a big one, man, 5-3. He swings and misses at a change. Mitchells wants to keep it right where it's at, give his team a chance in the 7th. It's 5-3. Tigers lead Ogden in a very good high school baseball game tonight. 1-1, missed outside. Yeah, that's been the difference tonight. More passes, more walks given to the Tigers than what the Tigers have given to the Bulldogs. In the top of the 7th inning, it'll be Feedy, Carson, and Burdett, 2, 3, and 4. What will the score be? Here comes the 2-1. That's in the dirt. I think the pitchers for Ogden just kind of running on fumes after playing 5 games already this week, and this is their 6th. And we got a 3-1 count here on Bo Carpenter with Starr in the on-deck circle. And we got 2 out. So 3-1 is the count. Next pitch, missed upstairs. There's another walk. That's 3 walks here. Bases are loaded. Coach comes out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 walks to go along with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to go along with 10 base hits. And the coach from Ogden comes out. We'll take a quick break. I'll be back after this on KDAO.
J&T Plumbing and Heating in Hubbard has served Hardin, Hamilton, and Story counties for over 40 years. With that kind of experience, J&T has the knowledge, technology, and equipment to fix any problem you have and fix it right the first time. Plus, they do it at an affordable price. J&T's professional staff's priority is outstanding service and taking care of their customers' home. That's why the next time you have a need for plumbing, heating, or drain and sewer services, one call does it all. J&T Plumbing and Heating in Hubbard. Online at jntplumbing.com. Is owned and operated by Wink Services.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School Baseball. The Tigers here in the bottom of the 6th. They have the bases loaded. They have a 5-3 lead. Gavin Starr swings and misses at the first delivery. Bases are loaded. Short conversation from the Ogden coach to his pitcher. 0-1 is the count. Next pitch. Half swing. Did he hold up? Apparently he did. This is Gavin Starr. 1-1. Gavin is grounded to the pitcher. He has walked. He has flied out to the center fielder. 1-1. Bases loaded, 2 out. Swing and a pop-up. No play for anybody. If you're Ogden, you want the strikeout. And, of course, if you're Gavin Starr, you want another 2-out RBI base hit, of which the Tigers have already had 3. Almost had 4, but they were thrown out at home plate. So, here comes the 1-2. It's headed home. There's a wild pitch. That gets away. That's going to score a run, a huge tally on a wild pitch. So you walk the bases loaded, and then a wild pitch. That's huge, man. 6-3, Tigers with a big run. Now we got 2 down. Still got 2 down. Runners on at second and third. Base hit most likely with drive in 2. Got a 2-2 count. With 2 out and 2 on base. Hit the outside corner, struck him out, but the Tigers get a run. That was a big one, man. They lead 6-3. So now Ogden, they've got the right guys up there. I mean, they've got 2, 3, and 4, and you're going to have to pitch to Burdett. Hopefully, if you're a Tiger fan, you can pitch to Burdett with nobody on base. That run was big. The Bulldogs need 2 runners to have a chance. As the Tigers go to the top of the 7th, as they try to win this thing before going to Iowa Falls tomorrow. But they're going to face good hitters. It's going to be 2, 3, and 4. I think Carpenter's going back to the mound. I'll be back with the 7th inning after this. Tigers lead this thing 6-3 on KDAO.
From their meat counter to the produce section to the bakery, your Eldora Hy-Vee store offers you the best selection of high-quality grocery items. You'll find everything you need for your family, and you'll save money too. Check out the Eldora Hy-Vee store's weekly specials and fuel saver items that save you money not only at the checkout counter, but at the gas pump as well. And if you're hungry, well, there's always something good cooking in the deli at your Eldora Hy-Vee store, where there's large town variety and small town friendliness.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School Baseball. So we go into the 7th inning. We're going to have a little bit of a long break because the Tigers have changed pitchers. I think they have to be very pleased with Bo Carpenter because, well, they had the rain out last night, but they played games Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even if they don't want to admit it, you almost got to look ahead nowadays with pitchers and pitch counts, trying to figure out who they're going to pitch tomorrow in Iowa Falls. I don't think I mentioned who the pitcher was. So Garrett Anderson comes in, and Garrett's going to try to close it down here. So Garrett is 0-1 on the year. And he's thrown 17 innings, so he's got some seasoning. That was a big run. The Tigers just put down to the 6th inning. So it's been a pretty crazy game. Bulldogs scored a run in the first to go up 1-0. The Tigers tied it 1-1. And then single tallies by the Bulldogs in innings 3 and 4 made it 3-1. Tigers picked up 2 in the 4th to tie it. 2 in the 5th to go ahead. And then, of course, they walked the bases loaded and the wild pitch. So here we go. Let's see if Garrett Anderson can get him home. You got good hitters, man. You got Christian Thiede, Colson Carson, and, of course, the ultra-dangerous Brody Burdett. 0-1 is the count. And, of course, when you have a lead of any kind, 6-3 lead in the 7th inning, golden rule, you don't want to walk the leadoff batter. Here comes the 0-1. Swinging, there's a ground ball, hot shot. First baseman gobbles it up, steps on the base, out. So Preston retires the first hitter. Bulldogs need a couple of runners to have a chance. That gift run they got in the 6th was huge, man. And it would be nice if you're a Tiger fan if you could pitch to Burdett with nobody on base, man. This is Colson Carson. And that's in the dirt. Tigers have only made 1 error, and they've only walked, I think they've only walked 2 people, so they've really held the freebies down, which is huge. They've walked 3, excuse me. So Garrett Anderson is the second pitcher. He just retired a tough leadoff batter. 1-0 is the count. Swing and a miss on a nice change, and again, it's a broken record, but if you're a Tiger fan, you'd really love to pitch to Burdett, who lurks in the on-deck circle with nobody on base. He's been a peck of trouble tonight. 1-1 is the count. Swing, and there's a little pop fly. It goes over the head of the shortstop. It's never easy, is it? There's a base hit. So a pop fly single. You got to be careful with this kid, Burdett. He's been on base 3 times, 2 for 2. Reached on an error. The run the Tigers got in the 6th inning was just huge, man. So a 1-out single. Swing and a miss. They have not been able to retire Burdett. He has 2 singles, reached on an error. Good game. Tigers lead this thing by a score of 6-3 on KDAO. They look back the runner at first in the dirt. Again, don't want to be walking anybody. Tigers have done a good job of that. They've only walked 3. While the Tigers have had 8 free passes issued to them. Okay, 1-1 is the count. This man is dangerous. He's the cleanup hitter, Brody Burdette. And the 1-1 is headed home. He bloops it to the first baseman for the out. Did he beat the runner back to first base for a double play? They take a look at it, but they say no. Okay, well, now lost in the shuffle there. I mean, that was the last thing in the world I thought from Burdette. I mean, he just has been on base 3 times, and he just hit a little soft pop-up to the pitcher. So really good pitch now. And so that's a big out. And there's a swing and a miss. This is Ryder Hamill. He actually started out as a pitcher tonight, and he's grounded to the third baseman. He's flied out to the left fielder. He's popped up to the center fielder. Bulldogs are down to their last out. 2 out. Little pop-up to their best hitter. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that. It was just a little soft pop-up to the first baseman for the easy out. 1-1 is the count now as this freshman tries to prolong things. And the Tigers have a 6-3 lead. They untied the game with 2 in the 5th, tacked on an insurance tally in the 6th. Here we are in the 7th. 1-1 is the count on the freshman. They throw over to first base, and he's out. You don't usually see a game end by a pickoff, but that's what happened. So a good job by Garrett Anderson. A good job by Bo Carpenter. He got him 6 innings, and, they've got that tough tournament tomorrow in the hot weather. And then Garrett comes in. He does give up a 1-out single, but just threw a really, really nice pitch and got the cleanup hitter, Burdette, to pop up to the first baseman, and then he ends it by picking off the guy at first base. So the Tigers, it was a 3-3 game, and Tigers went to work and scored 2 in the 5th, and then they got that bases loaded walk. When they walked the bases loaded, then the wild pitch brought in the 6th run. So a good high school baseball game tonight. Last year was 8-0. This year very competitive, but the Tigers win. They go to now 7-5 with a 6-3 victory. Very well played game. Only, I think, 1 error by both teams. A few more freebies were given to the Tigers walk-wise. That was a big part of this. And Ogden, it's been a tough week for them, man. I mean, they played Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 2 last night. Here tonight, a good effort, but they fall short. They're 4-8 now, go to Madrid. And South Hardin, as I mentioned, they go up to that tournament in Iowa Falls tomorrow and take on Charles City. So, been a good game. I chose a good game for my first South Hardin baseball game. And if the weather permits, I'll do Gladbrook-Rhinebeck baseball versus AGWSR on Monday. But a fun game here. The Tigers win this thing 6-3. This has been a sports presentation of KDAO. Good evening.
Tonight's game was made possible by Hardin County Savings Bank, D&B Agro Systems, Hanson Family Hospital, Ellsworth Community College, J&T Plumbing and Heating, Eldora Hy-Vee. This has been a special sports presentation of KDAO.